Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday to you all. It is Monday, the 23rd of June, and it's definitely Monday. I'm not making that same mistake that I did last week, saying it was Monday when it was Tuesday. It's definitely Monday today. A very happy hello to you wherever you are joining from around the world. My name is Stacey Marsh and I'm a demonstrator from the United Kingdom for Stampin' Up. I'm also a member of the 2025 Artisan Design Team. So tonight I'm going to be sharing with you some projects using the new, or it's not new, it's been around for a month or so now, the Scenic Adventure bundle. Myself and my artisan colleagues have created with this bundle, and we shared all of our projects that we've made over the last few days. So I'll share a little bit more about those with you tonight and make a few extra cards with you all. It's been a great day here. I've had the whole day in the craft room, which is unheard of recently. I've got really on top of my projects, on top of my deadlines. I've just got a little bit of filming to do on Wednesday, and touch wood, I'm up to date. It's only taken me since, middle of April to get back up to date again. It's a good feeling. All my parcels went in the post today that have been needing to go. I've made my projects for my next global challenge. I have made Wednesday's craft along. I've made my entry for the global design project this week. And yeah, I know what I'm doing this week. I don't know who this person is. Nice glasses. Thank you, Sophie. A little bit of I thought I'd like a clear pair. And I loved them when I bought them. I've now lost my regular glasses. I'm having to wear them. They just look a bit strange. I feel a bit strange wearing them, but thank you very much. Lovely. Evening, Stacey. I did email today. Oh, lovely. I've had a day off the computer today. I have just been head down crafting, so I'll have a look at that this evening for you. Lovely. I've got a parcel that's going in the post to you tomorrow though, which I think the email is about. Joanna, hello to you. Happy to have you with us. Hi Darcy from Winnipeg in Canada, and hi Deb. Lovely to have you with us tonight. So I am going to go over to my desk and I'm going to walk you through this lovely bundle. It's not a bundle that I would have chosen. It's a bundle that the lovely artisan leaders sent me. And I'm not going to lie, I love it. I absolutely love it. It was such a treat to make something that was really different to what I've crafted with before. It took a while for the creative juices to show themselves. But once I was there, I was there. So I'm looking forward to making a few things with you tonight. As always, all the products that I'm going to use tonight can be purchased from my online store, and you can find that at staceymarsh.co.uk. There is a promotion running throughout the month of June, and it's based around our product suites, where it's a 50% off promotion. So you buy one item full price, and the cheapest item that you buy within a suite is then half price. So do have a look at that. That runs until the end of June, so just another week to make the most of that promotion. And that's about it. So let's get crafting, shall we? Let's move over to my desk. Okay, nice clean desk. It was not clean half an hour ago. It was a crazy mess. But it was a good crazy mess because I've made lots of lovely things today. So the Scenic Adventure bundle looks like this. It is a photopolymer stamp set, so it is the clear style of stamps. It is made up of some very simple imagery, not too taxing at all, and some really lovely sentiment. So you've got "You're amazing," "Can't wait to see you again," "Let the," and "Begin." And then you've got "Journey" and "Adventure." So you could do "Let the journey begin," "Let the adventure begin." You've got "Just breathe and take it slow," "Cheers to another." So you can have "Cheers to another journey," "Cheers to another adventure." So not sentiments that you would use on sort of everyday cards, but really lovely sentiments. You could definitely use this on celebration cards. You could use this on a scrapbook page. Lots and lots of options. So these are the projects that I made for my artisan product showcase. So each month we are we have a certain bundle or set of products that we are asked to create with, and this was my bundle for the month of June. So these are the dies that come with the bundle. So I'm just maneuvering these so I can get them all on my sheet. So they are mainly, well, they're all detailed dies. There are none that go around the images. You're going to need to fussy cut those, but they're all detailed and they're just beautiful. So these are the projects that I made. So this one here, I've used the tree dies. Now, if you followed me for a little while, you'll know that I do love a tree. Not necessarily a stamped tree, but I do love a die cut tree. So this was my first card. So it's made up with the stamped images in the background, and you've got the die cut trees in the front. And then I've used this image here to create what looks like water. And this reminds me, you know, when you watch an American film and they're going down a river and you've got trees either side, it just reminds me of that. And it says, cheers to another adventure. And I've just added in a little bit of linen thread for added texture. So that's that one. And then I made this card here. So I couldn't help but use the mountain or hillside dies. And I've done what I really enjoy doing. I've actually stamped the main sentiment, "You're amazing," in the background, just for some added texture and detail. And then here I've used that everyday art shape to create my focal points. So it's almost like you're looking through a window. And then again, just finish with a simple sentiment, "Can't wait to see you again." Now, I also made a little Polaroid style card. Can I find it? No. I put all of my projects in a box. All my artisan projects go in a box. They're not in the box. It's not in the box. If I find it, I will share it with you. But it's on my socials at the moment and on my website. So do check that out. So tonight, I'm going to just show you a little bit more of this set in action. And if you have any comments or questions, do pop them in and I'll try and keep up. Margaret, the bundle is in your cart. Now, was it in your cart before this weekend, or is it in your cart because of the projects that we shared this week? So let me just grab some cardstock. Okay. So I've just chosen some random colours. I love a random colour. I'm just going to grab me some white card. So I have two things in mind for this. And one of them is a case of my lovely friend Kim in the United States. Mel, I can't keep up with all the new stuff. Had to stop. I can't afford anymore. It feels like we have new product coming all the time at the moment. And as much as it's nice to have new product, don't neglect the stuff that's on your shelf. Remember that you bought that stuff for a reason. You bought it because you love it. So most of the designs that people make, you can easily case, which means copy and selectively edit. You can easily case that with anything you've got. So please don't feel that you have to always buy more. It's amazing to see products that have been around for a little while being used over and over again, because I also forget products that I used that I bought and I loved, and they're just on my shelf collecting dust and I want to use them again. So do always remember what's on your shelf. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to go for a bit of a nighttime scene. So my new favourite ink colour is this. It is Secret Sea. And Secret Sea is, I heard someone call it a romantic black. It's not black, it's blue. But I'll take that because it just sounds lovely. I'm going to cut myself a simple card base. Crease, and I want another layer. Let's have another layer, shall we? Let's just take that down a notch. Just taking this down by a centimetre. I need to replace my blade in here. Maybe we should do a challenge. Remember, use the products that you remember that you love. Okay. So I've got that and I've got that. And I'm going to have some white, I think. Actually, let's have a white die cut shape rather than... No, we're going to have a white piece. Okay, it might be an evening where I'm a little bit undecided about things. So let's go 8 by 1. I've got, look at that, I've gone very, very simple. Because sometimes simple is all you need, isn't it? So let's cut some. So you've also got here this little die, which is going to give us the impression that it's water. So let's use that, shall we? I didn't use this in my project. So let's use this. Bring my die machine in. This has had a lot of use today. I'm just going to die cut this. And this isn't going to cut out a shape, it's just going to add details. Just going to add some texture. So look, you can see that in there. We're just going to add some texture with the die. I'm going to run this through a few times. I'm going to keep running this through until we've got some texture all over the bottom of that piece of white. I wish they would make that board in a guillotine cutter. But my blades actually last really well. I don't go through blades that often. And you know what? I cut a lot of card. I really do. A good way to keep your blade sharp. I do this though. I do occasionally cut foil with my blades, and that just helps to sharpen them up a little bit. I don't go through them that often. Okay, so I'm very excited this week as well because we officially have 4 Mondays left of the school year. Now I don't have to work those on that Monday. I've got less than 3 weeks until I finish work for 6 whole weeks. And you know what? I cannot wait. I feel like this year has just been really long. I've had some horrendous things to deal with. Things that you only read about in the news. That I've had to deal with. It's just been a lot. Yeah, I cannot wait. Okay, so I have just cut myself. Not cut myself, definitely not cut myself. You can see I've just added in some texture there, and it's really hard to show you this on screen. Let me see if I can get it there. So just cut that piece like so. Now I want a little circle. A little circle. I'm going to use a punch. I haven't used a punch in a long while. Let's use a punch. Okay. And we're going to get mucky. Let's get mucky. I love a mucky evening. So I'm going to cut out a little white circle. And I'm going to put that on there. And what I'm doing is I want to create an illusion of a night sky with the moon setting. trying to find the masking paper. There we go. I knew I had some masking paper in here somewhere. The masking paper is great. This is, think of it like a post-it note. You peel off on the side, she says. So one side of it is sticky. And what this is going to do is this is going to hold that in place. But I just want to take off some of that sticky residue. All I do is I stick it on my leg and it will take off the sticky residue. So now let's bring in my grid paper. I'm going to put that about there. And then I'm going to use this masking paper to line this up. Let's put it back there. There we go. So what that masking paper is doing is it's holding my little circle in place and it's holding my piece of paper to my desk. Okay. So I want two blending brushes. I want one that's the dark blue and one that's a light blue. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Full Party. Actually, I need a lighter one than that. This will do. I'm going to use my Full Party. And I'm just going to go around the edge of the circle. Like so. And that's all I'm going to do, just a little haze. And then I'm going to go in with my Night of Navy. And go around it. Okay. So this is going to act like my night sky. But actually, this is really quite blue. So this is where the Secret City is going to work its magic. So I'm going to do like a nice ombre style effect. I have to turn it. Okay. And then let's use some Secret City. This is going to look a bit crazy to start, but we're going to trust the process. So this is creating like a really nice night sky. Look at that. So you've got some dark around the top and then it sort of graduates down a bit like an ombre effect. Like so. And I think that's okay. So now let's lift this off. Look at that. Is that not just beautiful? I'm going to save that bit of masking paper. Because masking paper can be used again and again and again. So we've got that little effect there. Now I'm going to take this blue and just pop that down onto the rest. A little bit more. There's a lot of ink going on there. And I want to sort of channel it because actually when you have the moonlight, it sort of channels down, doesn't it? So I'm going to just ombre this a little bit as well. Now look, so that looks like a nice, oh no, night sky, doesn't it? Okay. So there we have our night sky. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? We'll just manipulate that bit a little bit so it lays down properly. Now that actually around the edge is quite light, so let's change that. Let's make that darker. I'm going to use my Secret C and I'm just going to go across it with my ink pad. Okay. So not only this is adding some dark colour to it, it's adding texture. And this is another fun technique. It's another way to use your ink pads. There we go. There we go. So that looks really nice. So that almost looks like a night sky as well, doesn't it? So let's put this, let's do a little bit of speckling, shall we? Now, Wink of Stella is a great product to use for some ink splashing. I have this, it's been in my craft stash for quite some time now. And we used to sell this. We don't sell it anymore. So apologies, but you won't be able to find this online with me. I'm going to grab a little bit of water. I've got a little bit of water. And I've got a little block here. You can use a little, I'm just picking up some of this. And this is shimmery. So what I'm doing is I'm picking this up with the water. Now, so that now looks like stars in the sky. Not stars in your eyes, but stars. Now, beautiful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave that to dry. So let's take all of that and put it out the way. And that's just going to, you can see the shimmer in that. It's really pretty. So pretty. Okay, so I have that and I have that now. I'm liking where this is going, guys. So now let's add in a little bit of scenery, shall we? So in here I've got a little tree. So let's cut these little trees out of some black card, shall we? Thanks, Deb. Stunning. Okay, so let's cut this little tree out. Let's cut a few of these out. So we have one tree. I'm just going to get rid of that inky paper as well. So let's go for 4 trees, shall we? Or 5. 4 or 5, let's go 5. I like an odd number. Oh, thanks. Mel said that looks amazing. You can do exactly the same effect with the Wink of Stella pen. Wink of Stella pens are in the catalogue. And I've had that stuff for a good, I don't know, 5 years. It's still going strong. The only thing is we just need to let it dry because we don't want any smudgies, do we? what this looks like. It's getting there now. So these trees I'm going to put in like that. We're not going to put them in the water. But actually, they're in here. I have this. And we have this one. Let's cut this out and see what happens. This is a little edge dye, I believe. Yes, it's going to give us a nice edge, but it's going to give us a straight edge. No, it's quite nice, isn't it? If I was to put that in there, we could have some trees in behind it. I'm just having a play now. So what if I tear the bottom of it? Let's tear the bottom of it, shall we? This is going to give us a bit of a random sort of edge. Okay, that's better. So let's take those off. Now let's put this on. I'm actually just going to put my glue on here. And then my trees, I can just tuck inside. I'm not quite sure what sentiment to put on this at the moment. Just chop that out. Okay, so once I've got to that point, let's snip off these edges. And then that is going to go on there. This is coming along so much better than I thought it was going to come along. Now let's turn it over. Is that looks all good? So let's use some adhesive foam sheet for this. I want this to be raised. You'll be horrified at this. Look at the size of this sheet. Just makes sense. And the shimmer on this is just not even being picked up on camera. There we go. And then that's going to go on there. What do we think, guys? Are we still there? can just see that shimmer there. This is now going in my basket. Oh, bless you. Okay, so now we've got to choose a sentiment now. We've got let the journey begin. I don't want to use that. Can't wait to see you again. That would work, wouldn't it? And what if we just did that across the bottom? Really simply, it would also cover up this little bit here. I'm all up for covering up a little mishap. Okay, so let's cut down a little piece of white. Beautiful. Might try tomorrow. You definitely should. So let's do 1/4 of an inch. I wonder if that's big enough. That's not even big enough. This would work. Anyone else have a white scraps box that is getting a bit out of control? I feel like mine is. So now let's stamp this with Secret C. Just stamps beautifully that sentiment as well. Yeah, I really like that. I'm going to actually stick that down, and then I'm going to snip off the ends. I'm going to put my dimensionals on here. So I know it's definitely going to cover up that little area. My whole scraps box is out of control. I feel like my scraps box sometimes resembles my brain. Just, it should be in order, but it's just not. So let's snip this off. There. And there. All my trees, they're blowing in the wind. Let's just straighten them back up again. Now, much better. Okay, so that is the card front all finished. Let me just sort out the centre of the card. Really need a little bit of white, don't we? So now just putting that in there feels a little bit wrong, doesn't it? But no, let's add a little bit of swipe on the bottom, shall we? Just like that. That will do. Just to give it a little bit of detail now. Stick this in. There we go. So that is card number 1 all complete. So now we have that one, and that one. So 3 very different looking cards. So shall we make one more? Shall we make some mountains? Shall we have a visit to the mountains? Let's do it, shall we? Just getting rid of some of this mess on my desk. I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's cut some mountains, shall we? So mountains. Mountains or hills, what do you think? Let's do hills. grabbing some scrap. Okay, so I am going to use just some basic beige for these. I'm going to cut out one of them and one of them. I find the thing that works best with this set is ink blending, sponge daubers, just to give you more detail on those die cut pieces. So what this does is it actually doesn't cut the bottom. So this is wider than our card, and that's all we need to worry about right now. So I'm just going to snip into that and into that to give me that one. This one I'm going to snip there and there, and then the other piece that I want, I'm going to go for this bit in green. I want mossy meadow, a dark green. And this is going to do exactly the same. So all I'm doing is I'm putting that at the bottom of my cardstock and running that through. There we go. Like so. So that's going to give us that. Look at that. You don't even need to do much. And then these trees. There we go. I haven't even touched this set yet, have I? Other than the sentiments. Right, now do you remember that bit of masking paper we had? I'm going to bring that back. So I love a clean line on my cards. So I'm going to take me a piece of white. I want to cut this down to 14 tall by 10 wide. Now I want to make sure that these can fit in the background, and they do. And these trees, I'll move it down ever so slightly again. Like that. We've got another little mountain here. Isn't that beautiful? So now let's get some daubers out, shall we? And let's use some grey granite on that beige, shall we? Just going to go along the top of this. This would also work really nicely with sort of snow-capped mountains. I want that to be quite a definite line. Now with these bits, they do sort of press up. So that's my first mountain, and that's just going to give us quite a definite edge. Okay, and then this one going to do the same. Now, we were talking earlier about always buying a new product and you not needing to. Now, sponge daubers are testament to you not needing to buy lots and lots of product because they just go on and on and on. They really do. If you look after them, they do last really, really well. That's got some brown on it. Now, my blending brushes are in need of a really good wash. Just adding a bit more colour to that. Okay, that one. And now this one. Okay, so that's those two. I've now got that and that. And then for my leaves, for my trees even, I'm going to cut out the middle one and I'm just going to take my ink pad to my trees. So here you don't need any extra product. And there's also some really little stubborn bits here. So this is just adding more texture, more detail. And we're just using stamps and ink on that one. And then the trees. So actually the trees, we want the trees to be in the distance, don't we? So let's just carefully go over the trees. Now I have my pieces. Gonna stamp. Let's do some stamping, shall we? Feels like we should do some stamping. So what I want to do is I want to create a line. So I want my stamping to be straight. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up. Let's do some stamping along here. So I'm going to stamp that. I'm actually stamping cloud cover. Just like that. Fill that up. I want it to be a straight line, and there is a reason as to why I want it to be a straight line. I'm just going to trim this off ever so slightly. And if ever your piece is too thin, just stick yourself a bit of Post-it note, washi tape, and stick it to your trimmer. Okay, that's now stuck in place and allows me to cut a straight line. And then this, I want to cut this as well. Right. So let's start assembling this now. Oh, so in the back we also have cloud, shall we? So let's use cloud cover again. And I'm going to stamp off. just got a little bit of cloud up the top. We can't really see that. So now this, I'm going to stick down. The other thing that works really well with these products is dimensionals and glue dots. So I'm using the lines on my grid paper to line this up. This one here I can tuck in behind. Now, where did my tree go? I'm worried that my trees are going to be, they will be big, but do you know what? We will solve that in a moment. So I'm going to take this here, just put that along there, pop my trees on, and I'm using that line of the mountain as my guide. And then these I'm going to put on with some pads. And let's put my trees on there. Now let's make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to take this off by 1/2 centimetre. And then I'm going to take this down by 1/2 centimetre as well. You may just need to snip that with your scissors because you're cutting through 3 layers of card. There. And then down here, there we go. So then this, I'm just going to use some white card for this. I'm going to keep it all very simple. And let's do 10.5. Score at 14.9. I think just really simple, not a lot of fuss. Now, what sentiment should we do? We've got "You're amazing." It's just not going to go. "Let the journey begin." Just breathe and take it slow. Let's have a look, see what's going to fit. Yeah, I feel like that is going to look really nice. Let's snap that one, shall we? What colour should we stamp it in? How about basic grey? That's exactly nice. Just what I wanted to create. Okay, so let me show that to you now. Let me just put some bits away. So tonight I have made 2 cards using the Scenic Adventure stamp set. Very different in look. They're mostly using the dies to create the scenery. Karen, you're funny. Fabulous product, Stacey Marsh. Guess what? This bundle just jumped into my basket. Do you know what? You'll love it. I really think you will. It's a good one. And we haven't even touched on the trees. If you get a chance, look up my friend Kim McGillis. She did a shadow effect with these 3 trees, and it's just stunning. It really is beautiful. You actually, it feels like you're looking at water. She's such a talented lady. So these 2 cards, I've created a night sky image using Secret Sea, Night of Navy, and some pool party. I've shown you a simple masking technique. Look at that shimmer in that sky. It's just beautiful. It does look like they're twinkling. And I've used black cardstock there to create my shadow, and then just finished with a simple sentiment. Can't wait to see you again. And then Just Breathe and Take It Slow. This one here, I've used the dies, the mountain dies, to create a layer scenery, and just finished with a very, very simple sentiment. And they complement nicely with these 2. Okay, so guys, I will leave you all there. Those 2 look nice together. Look at those 2. They make a nice pair, don't they? Okay, so I will leave you all there. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined tonight and followed along. It's been great to have you all with me and have a little natter as I've crafted along. I will be live on Wednesday at 9:30 in the morning here in the UK, and that's for my weekly craft along. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what we'll be making. It will be a fun fold card. I won't show you any more than that. It will be a fun fold card, and there will be a free tutorial available to download from about 10:30 onwards on Wednesday morning. Do join me if you can. On Thursday, I'll be sending out my final my final card in June's weekly card class, and it's a good one. So again, another scenery style card with another set of products. So do join me then if you can. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to reach out. All the details are on the description of the video just below. Have a great week, everyone. Stay cool if it's hot where you are, and look out for one another. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.